If you're playing Chaos Clash, Phoveus is one of the best heroes you should try. Currently, I'm enjoying Chaos Clash more than ranked games. There's no pressure, and I'm really just playing to have fun. There are so many reasons why Phoveus is great to use in Chaos Clash, and he's a lot better and more enjoyable to play in this mode than in ranked games. I don't know if you guys agree when I say that Phoveus is one of the most boring EXP laners to use in ranked games because of his low movement speed. He's also prone to overextending during team fights, and you often end up under the enemy turret while spamming your ultimate. He's also pretty slow at clearing minion waves, which isn't ideal for an EXP laner, because you usually want to clear your waves quickly so you can rotate around the map faster. But in this mode, there are no minions to clear, the map is small, and there are no turrets. So even if you keep spamming your ultimate, you don't have to worry about overextending under an enemy turret. You just have to keep fighting the enemies. He's probably the best hero in Chaos Clash, or at least one of the top 3, because he counters almost every hero with a dash. There are also a lot of non-skill dashes in this mode, like Cyclone Eye and the knockback from Flame Shot, which are extremely beneficial for Phoveus. That's because of his passive. Every time an enemy nearby blinks or dashes, the cooldown of his skills gets reduced, and his energy also fills up faster. Once his energy is full, his basic attack gets enhanced. It gains more range and deals extra damage based on the target's max HP. It also stuns the target and gives Phoveus a shield. His passives are the main reason why he counters almost everyone in this mode. And aside from that, there are so many fragments or cards that work extremely well with Phoveus, and there are some that he can abuse better than any other hero. The tough builds are really good on him. I think there are 3 tough builds in this mode, and they all have the same mechanic for gaining stacks, which is by taking damage. One increases your HP, another increases your hybrid defense, and the other increases your damage. Supreme Thunderbelt is also extremely strong for tanky heroes. I really wanted to have a 1v1 against the enemy Phoveus here just to see which one of us had the better build, but obviously his teammate and my teammates wouldn't let that happen. It actually reminded me of the old Phoveus. Back then, if there was another Phoveus on the enemy team, or a Valentina who could copy Phoveus's ultimate, they would just keep spamming their ults against each other non-stop, and neither of them would die. What's also great about Phoveus is that cards that trigger whenever you use your ultimate, like Diggy's ultimate, and other cards that trigger whenever you dash can be abused by him better than anyone else. His ultimate is spammable, and at the same time it also counts as a dash. And he's not limited to tank builds either. Skill crit works extremely well on him, especially when combined with that one card that allows your healing to crit as well. I'll use it later on, and you'll see just how overpowered it can be. Super Sky Piercer also works really well on him even if you're using a tank build because Sky Piercer is very independent. You don't need other damage items to feel its effect, since it deals max HP-based true damage. You just have to bring the enemies down to low HP, and Sky Piercer will trigger. It's extremely OP on Phoveus as long as you don't go full damage. Even just Sky Piercer and War Axe are more than enough for your damage. Our opponent in this round is a really good Fanny, and she's also one of the best heroes in this mode if there's no one to counter her. And if you're actually good at using her, that is. Luckily, Phoveus counters her really well. And on top of that, she didn't really have enough damage to kill us even with her unlimited energy. I think the only counter to Phoveus is Esmeralda, but she's not really a hard counter that Phoveus would always lose against. She just makes all of Phoveus's shields almost useless, like the shield from his passive, the shield from Cyclone Eye, and the shields you can get from different cards. That's still a huge disadvantage, but if I can beat Esmeralda despite that, it just shows how overpowered Phoveus really is. I mean, almost every hero in this mode is overpowered, but Phoveus is just built different. In this game, I got skill crit in the very first round, and later on I'll also get the card that allows my healing and shields to crit. Earlier, I didn't build War Axe, but it's definitely better if you build it. I think it's a better option than Thunderbelt. Thunderbelt isn't that good if you don't get Super Thunderbelt because it takes way too long to stack. Another great thing about War Axe is that its true damage can also crit. So when you combine it with Berserker's Fury, you basically have two sources of crit true damage. It's just a shame that Berserker's Fury's passive can't be triggered by skills. Here, I finally got the Heal and Shield crit card, and once you have this, it's really important to build Guardian Helmet. Even if the enemies have insane burst damage, you can just heal it all back, and they'll barely be able to bring your HP down because Guardian Helmet's healing can crit as well. Just add some healing effects from Chaos Potions, and you're all good. Godly damage and godly sustain. Our Kimmy already quit the game, and our Granger was almost useless too, so I was basically fighting 1v3 almost every round. And I was so happy because I didn't expect this build to turn out this good. I've been ignoring the Heal and Shield crit card for a long time because I thought it was bad, but it turns out it's actually insanely good. Here, instead of going for Oracle, I decided to build Guardian Helmet. I still didn't have enough CDR, so this wasn't even Phoveus's perfect form yet. Guardian Helmet is just really good against enemies with high damage per hit, like Brody. If you're up against a Brody, just build Guardian Helmet and you'll see how well it counters him. Anyways, is anyone else like me who gets a little confused about the difference between healing received and healing effect? I'm not sure if I understand it correctly, but I think healing effect increases your healing output, while healing received increases the amount of healing you receive from Spell Vamp, Lifesteal, and healing from your teammates. But comment down below if any of you know the detailed explanation of how they actually work. We'd really appreciate it. Here, all the cards were so good that I could have picked any of them and still been fine. But this one really made me think because Berserker would have been great for additional sustain and damage, while Flame Trample deals HP-based damage. I ended up choosing Flame Trample because I was thinking it could help counter Esmeralda, and luckily, I wasn't wrong. It works really well against high HP heroes, especially since its damage can also crit. And with the true damage from War Axe being able to crit as well, it's a really great combination with my current build. On top of that, Phoveus can abuse Flame Trample really well, because he basically has unlimited dashes. But we lost that round because I made a mistake, and I couldn't afford to lose anymore because we were already out of extra lives. Our Granger also made a really bad play earlier. He moved away from Brody, and then tried to chase him down. And later, you'll see him trying to teach me how to play, acting like he's so good and I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I'm always willing to learn, but I'm definitely not learning anything from this Granger because what he's saying doesn't even make sense, especially when he's been almost useless this entire game. Here, Granger even told me to kill Esmeralda immediately while the safe zone was still big. Like, seriously? What he's saying doesn't make any sense. Is he blind? Can't he see that that's exactly what I'm trying to do? And he's making it sound like we'd automatically lose once the safe zone gets smaller. He really thinks he knows what he's talking about. One of the most annoying personalities a person can have is when they don't know what they're doing but act like they're really good. I mean, it's fine to be arrogant if you actually have something to brag about. Most of the time, you've at least earned the right to do it.
with the blood of my brothers.
Here I got Volatile Shield. At first, I thought it wouldn't be that good on Phoveus, but it turned out to be the missing piece I needed to completely counter Brody. Earlier, he could still bring my HP down and actually deal some damage to me. But now, I can just heal back all the damage he deals, and my healing is actually more than enough to completely recover from it. My only regret here is that I shouldn't have forced myself to chase Brody. I should have just let him free hit me for a few seconds because he literally couldn't deal any damage to me. I just wanted to see it for the satisfaction. But yeah, I basically made him look like a kid throwing punches at me, only for me to knock him down with one punch. And then the only one left was Esmeralda, who's supposed to counter Phoveus, but not against this build. But what I didn't notice was that she had Winter Crown, and she used it at the perfect time. So you can probably guess who won.